Shalom. We give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing this word in the four winds of the earth. And shalom to you few sisters out there as well. This is Brother Ariel coming at you with another A Love of Many Shall Wax Cold. And I had this article like 10 days ago, but I forgot. I was going to do a lesson on it, but I forgot to. I'm 43. I'm getting old. Need new kneecaps. It's getting real serious. But anyway, this dude here, a Syrian refugee, was running around, in a French playground, just rolling around, stabbing people, man. It says including a tot and a stroller, right? So you can't tell me the love of many is not waxing cold. Here's a picture of the dude right here with the knife, And look, this is the I don't want to show the video, but he was definitely running around poking some folk, man. Okay? And this is the toddler and the stroller that got stabbed, right? And you gotta be, you gotta have a demon, a real live demon on you to come face to face with a toddler in the stroller and say to yourself, I'm about to stab this motherfucker. It takes a real, this dude was, if this in fact did happen, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe everything that Esau puts out here, man. Some of it most of it is propaganda, man. So this could have happened, but if it did, it takes a real live demon to do something like this, to look a toddler in the eye and just stab it up, man. Look, yeah, this lady right here got it bad. He stabbed her at least 4 or 5 times, man. You see them prison fights and they just keep poking the person. That's how he did her, man. On her left side, man. He caught her real good. I'm pretty sure all these people are still living, but, people out here are waxing worse and worse, man, as we move along. So I just wanted to start it off with this here because I forgot to bring it out. And Salakia for that. So let's continue on with the love of many shall wax cold. Shalom.
As a homicide victim lays dead in this Highland Park motel, a man is caught on surveillance video running.
When we talk about the LGBT community's marginalization, trans women of color specifically experience the most violence.
Friends of the victim, Asia Davis, a 34-year-old transgender woman, are speaking out in hopes that someone, anyone who knows something, will not remain silent.
Just asking the community to come forward. But I'm confident that somebody in the community is going to recognize whether the jacket, the pants, the distinguishing shoes, the way that he walks.
Michigan State Police released this video from the night of the homicide. It shows a possible suspect walking and running in the parking lot at the Woodward Inn. The suspect in the video is wearing what appears to be a blue hooded sweatshirt or jacket, black Adidas jogging pants, and black Nike shoes.
Clearly he was on foot, so it has to be somebody that wasn't too far or had somebody waiting for them.
It's not how members of the LGBTQ plus community thought they would be spending Pride Month searching for the person who killed one of their own. But as this person remains on the run, advocates say everyone should be concerned.
No one should feel safe. We don't know if this is a first-time occurrence, if this person has got away with it before.
As this investigation continues, Asia's friends and family are organizing a benefit and fundraiser.
And we're learning more tonight about a crash in Sutter County along Highway 99. A woman and a 1-year-old child died in a head-on crash yesterday evening near Live Oak. A passenger in the car with them is in the hospital with major injuries. 2 other cars got caught up in the wreck as well. One of those drivers suffered minor injuries, and investigators say the suspect accused of causing the crash was intoxicated. They also believe he was involved in a separate crash earlier.
This week morning, what can you tell us? Good morning. I can tell you that investigators have been here all night long, and early this morning we also saw members of the FBI's evidence processing response team here as well. So you're looking live at where the bodies were laying when we first got here around 3 o'clock this morning on the front lawn of these homes here and on Paddington Place. And the police here say that this is a very residential, peaceful family neighborhood, not a place where they come for calls of service very often. Now, what we can tell you is that family members who I spoke with this morning say that those dead are a father, a son, and a family friend. They were actually hosting a birthday party that started around 6 p.m. Sunday. And they tell me that one of their neighbors was upset about street parking. One person went to move a car, then they heard gunshots. Several ran down the street to see what happened, and they say that group was fired on as well. You'll see a large broken window at a neighbor's house, evidence markers where bullets struck number more than 2 dozen. Annapolis Police Chief Edward Jackson, however, would only characterize this incident as an interpersonal dispute. Police describe this again as a place they don't come often, and investigators say they do believe that more than one weapon was used in this shooting, though they did not specify the details of that.
And I'm Mike Meebeck. One teenager was killed, 6 others were injured during a shooting at a birthday party in Antioch.
KTVU's Bailey O'Carroll joins us from the newsroom with the latest. Bailey.
Mike, Christina, what was supposed to be a fun birthday celebration turned deadly. An 18-year-old woman was killed. 6 others, all in their late teens and early 20s, were hurt with non-life-threatening injuries. Neighbors say they're unfortunately not surprised that something like this happened.
It was just nuts. I mean, I sent my mom to the back of the house and was worried somebody was going to try to come in here.
According to the Antioch Police Department, multiple shots were fired on the 3300 block of Sunset Lane, where a birthday party for a 19-year-old man was being held. The shooting started just before 1 a.m. on Sunday when uninvited guests arrived at the party. Even hours after the shooting, evidence of the gathering was clear. Empty bottles and cans littered nearby streets, and through broken fence boards, you could see remnants of the celebration, complete with food, drinks, and decorations that had yet to be cleaned up. A nearby neighbor who grew up just down the road but did not want to be identified described the scene as chaotic.
I saw a couple girls and people right there by the door hiding behind the bushes there right here, yeah, right there. You can see their footprints right there in the rocks, and they were running around like crazy.
The man said he was glad more people weren't hurt, but said the violence, sadly, did not come as a surprise.
I grew up here. I've been here, I went to high school here, elementary school down the street, and we play out in the yard all, up the street and stay out till midnight, no worries. But now it's just, it's terrible.
We are following that breaking news out of Illinois. At least 20 people were shot during a Juneteenth celebration. One of the victims has died. Police say the shooting happened around 12:30 this morning as a large group gathered in a parking lot in Willowbrook.
The ages and conditions of victims are not available at this time. The motive behind this incident is unclear, and this is still an active investigation.
Police say 2 of the survivors are in critical condition. Others suffered graze wounds. Police haven't made any arrests in this mass shooting. Again, no word on a motive. Stay with Eyewitness News and ABC News in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Police are looking for the person who stabbed a man on a subway train. Again, it is the second stabbing on a New York City train. 2 days. Eyewitness News reporter Johnny Fernandez is live in Bed-Stuy with details. Good morning, Johnny.
Hey, good morning, Michelle. And like you said, this is the second stabbing this weekend on a New York City subway train. Now, in this stabbing, the victim is...
New at 11, 3 people shot, 5 young women killed in a tragic car crash. Community leaders say each one was a leader, daughter, and friend. Police say a reckless driver slammed into their car after exiting I-35 at Lake Street last night. We're told the trooper spotted the driver going well over 100 miles per hour. Before the trooper could get their lights on, the car exited the highway and slammed into the car of young women. As WCCO's Adam Duxter reports, faith and city leaders say this is an absolutely senseless tragedy.
These were individuals who had a bright future. We're talking about the pearls. We're talking about the bright stars of our community.
Khalid Omar, Mosque Director at Dal Al Farouk Center in Bloomington, says tonight an entire community is grieving.
After a man was found stabbed on the subway and later died, police are now searching for whoever was responsible, and riders are once again concerned about their safety. Christy Kalishian has more tonight from Union Square.
Police share it was a fellow passenger who found the 32-year-old man on the subway, unconscious with stab wounds, and then alerted a subway conductor.
I've been taking this train all my life, really, but that is scary.
The passenger was found at around 4 Saturday morning and was pronounced dead on arrival at Bellevue Hospital. The man's death is being investigated as a homicide. Police still haven't said where the man was coming from, where exactly the stabbing took place, or what led up to it.
I used to be a conductor.
Morning, a 25-year-old man was shot and killed on a Bronx street. Now the search is on for his killer. It happened last night at 11:30 on East 180th Street in West Farm section of the Bronx. Sources tell CBS 2 the victim and shooter knew one another. So far, no arrests.
New at 11, 3 people shot, one of them killed in 2 separate shootings outside a NYCHA complex in the Bronx. The first shooting occurred just feet from a playground at the Eastchester Garden complex right about 5 p.m. Police say a 22-year-old man died after someone shot him in the chest. A second person suffered a graze wound. The second shooting happened about 8:30 tonight when someone wounded a man on the very same street. Detectives say they're looking for 3 people in connection with the first shooting. They're not sure if the second one is related.
On a subway train, police have released new photos of the man they are looking for. Police say the man grabbed a woman as she tried to exit a J train at the Chambers Street station. They say he pinned her to the ground, punched her, then tried to rape her. She managed to fight him off and escape. This happened Friday, June 9th, just after 9 p.m. The suspect also took the victim's phone, money, and keys.
Torres, Sandra has the night off. We begin with a murder mystery in Manhattan after passengers found a man stabbed to death on a train at the Union Square station. Now investigators are working to find out how it happened and who did it. Morgan Norwood is in Union Square with the very latest. Morgan.
Yeah, Joe, police are trying to answer several big questions at this hour, trying to determine what happened before this. Was there some sort of argument, a fight? Did this even happen on the train? Those are the questions police are working to determine, but certainly unsettling for passengers who we know have been just uncomfortable. Some of those passengers that we talked to within recent months, as this marks yet another incident on our subway system. Here's what we know so far. We're talking about the 4 train southbound early this morning. Passenger notices another slumped over and then ran down the conductor to take a look. Turns out that passenger had been stabbed several times in the torso, taken to Bellevue Hospital, pronounced dead. Police seen combing the train this morning. They were searching for a weapon, didn't find one. What also makes this case so challenging, police say, is that there were no witnesses either at this point. So according to recent NYPD crime stats for May, subway crime is down by about 13%. But those stats do little to calm some riders that we spoke with earlier.
The FBI arrested a young man in Michigan accused of planning a mass shooting after expressing neo-Nazi and anti-Semitic ideologies online. Authorities say 19-year-old Sean Pitilla had a cache of weapons, a Nazi flag, and also tactical gear when they searched his home on Friday. Investigators allege Pitilla had commented on another user's Instagram post expressing hate toward Jewish people. They also found a message on his phone with a list of weapons and a date.
Back to our top story this morning here on Fox 2 News in the morning. 10 people under the age of 18 are shot in downtown St. Louis overnight, and we are learning one of those victims has died. 9 others were treated at nearby hospitals. And Fox 2's Stephanie Rothman is live at Washington Avenue and 14th Street where this all happened. And Stephanie, are there any suspects in custody at this hour?
Laura, good morning. At this point, we don't know if there are any suspects in custody, but we have reached out to police to find out more information regarding this crime. It happened here at the corner of Washington and 14th Street just after 1 a.m. Like you said, 10 people shot, one of them unfortunately killed. The only crime scene you can see at this point left is the crime scene tape on the streets. Otherwise, you wouldn't know. And many people are now coming out to downtown to celebrate their Father's Day. Many coming to all the restaurants and bars for brunch, not knowing that this heinous crime did occur. It's unclear what led up to the shooting, but there are multiple bars and restaurants that stay open late on this block. Previous incidents in the past where large crowds have resulted in fights, shootings, and overall crime have fueled outrage over dangerous situations for residents, with some of that blame directed at the late-night businesses. They say they aren't to blame, instead asking for police patrol. Police have investigated several weekend late-night shootings downtown. About a month ago, this involving people in their 20s and minors once again. Many of them are stemming from short-term rental parties that have spilled out into the streets. Some say are getting out of hand due to the lack of regulations. We're not sure if this is what occurred here, but Mayor Jones' office did tweet very recently that she has been briefed by Police Chief Tracy, calling the shooting heinous and alluding that more is to come.
21 people, mostly students, were killed during an attack at a boarding school overnight. Now, the school is located in a remote area near the Congo border. The attack happened at 11:30 p.m. when the students were asleep. Authorities say rebels are likely responsible. Uganda's military says they pursued those militants into eastern Congo, but the forest there is very dense and difficult to operate in. At least 6 people believed or at least 6 children, that is, were abducted by the rebels as they fled back over the border.